A. First of all, it's a binomial and it's a plus. So you're not going to be doing the square root thing. Okay, well, they're not perfect squares anyways. So all you can check to see is, can you pull something out? What can you pull out? 3a. So 3a comes out of here. That leaves y squared. And the a is gone, and I take a 3 out of there. And I cannot take square roots with a plus, so we just stop there. Pull anything out? No. They're all prime numbers.
You do this one already?
Did I do 36 already? So multiply to negative 7. It's negative 7 and 1, or positive 7 and negative 1. And I have to get 13, so I'm probably going to put my 7 with my 2. Because that gives me 14, right? So I'm going to put my 7 out here, that gives me 14, and my 1 inside, that'll, if I can subtract them, I'm going to get 13. So a positive 7 and a negative 1. That gives me 14a minus 1a, which is 13a. Okay. Which number? 18. The only thing you can do in 18 is pull something out.
So it's fine.
So it's prime. 18 is prime. Anything else? Not another binomial? No more binomial questions? We did lots of tries. How about, let's do 46 and 47. And then we'll be done. It's a minus, so I need to see, first of all, can I pull anything out? No, but I can take square roots. So the square root of m to the 4th is m squared, and m squared, and the square root of 1 is 1, and 1 is plus, 1 is minus. Can't do anything else with this because it's plus, but you need to check this one. Can I take square roots again? Yes. So this one I'm just going to write m squared plus 1, and this one I'm going to break down into 2 more. Square root of m squared is m, and the square root of 1 is 1. 1 is plus, 1 is minus. I can't do anything else with this because it's plus, but I need to check this one. Can I take square roots again? No. Okay, so we stop there. And I think the same thing happens with 47. Start out with y squared plus 4, y squared minus 4. This one can go a step further. Y plus 2, y minus 2, and y squared plus 4 stays. But keep in mind, well, we'll do it in our notes when we get to it. Okay, we'll talk about that in notes. Okay, so why don't you take out your notes next, please? to show you some other little tricks you might see. And then we'll do those great big long ones too. So if I had 4m to the 4th minus 16, they are both perfect squares, but what do I need to do first? Pull out the 4. You have to take this 4 out before you take square roots, or you won't have factored it completely. So carry that 4 along, make your 2 sets of parentheses. The square root of m to the 4th is m squared, and the square root of 4 is 2. So the plus is finished, you can't do anything else with it. The minus you need to check. Is this a perfect square? Yes. Is 2 a perfect square? No, so you would stop there. But let me just show you what some people do, and it shows up sometimes in books. They might do something like this. It's not a perfect square, but I can write it as the square root of 2. And the square root of 2, because here we did the square root of 4 and got 2 and 2, and here you could do the square root of 2 and use square root 2 and square root 2. We're not going to do that, you don't have to go that far, but technically it works. You could go that far. You might see fractions. Is 1/9 a perfect square? Yes, it is. Okay. What is the square root of 1/9? 1/3. You just take the square root of the top and the square root of the bottom. Square root of 1 is 1, and the square root of 9 is 3. So this one is going to be 1/3 plus 2z, 1/3 minus 2z. Here's another one, interesting one. This is really like your x squared. So if I took the square root of this, or took one of them, what would it be? Bless you. What would I use? Y plus 2. If I took the square root of this, you're going to use one of them. Y plus 2 plus 7. Y plus 2 minus 7. I really don't need those parentheses in there. You need to do the math. What's 2 plus 7? So y plus 9, and what's 2 minus 7? Y minus 5. So this is the answer you would want to end with. Questions? How about this one? What would you want me to do? They're both perfect squares, but do I want to jump right into taking square roots? No, you gotta figure out what goes into both of them. What's the biggest number that goes into both of them?
4.
4? Okay. So 64 divided by 4. Is it 16? I need confirmation. 16x squared, and 100 divided by 4 is 25. Just do a quick double check. Did we go big enough? Is there anything else I can take out? No, so I think we're good. And then you just carry that 4 along. Square root of 16 is 4, so 4x plus 5, 4x minus 5. And you would stop. So when you start to see more than 2 or 3 terms, then your thinking has to change a little bit. You can try putting these in groups of 2 and factoring something, or groups of 3. In this case, I do see a perfect trinomial right here. So that's where I'm going to put my parentheses. We can factor this. So set your parentheses, just ignore the minus x to the 4th right now. You can carry that along, it's not going to do much right now. Since the leading coefficient is 1, I need 2 numbers that multiply to 64 and add to 16. What would that be? 8 and 8, right? So x plus 8, x plus 8. 8 times 8 is 64, 8 plus 8 is 16. Now I'm going to write this, I have 2 of them, so I'm going to write it as x plus 8 squared minus x to the 4th. Just want to make sure they were all x's all the way through. Now I have a perfect square.